Welcome to the Some Laugh podcast.
It could be like, oh, that was some laugh, or there was just some laughs.
Some laughs.
Well, no promising all laugh.
No, there's going to be some.
It's some laugh.
But you used to stay in Mary Hill, didn't you?
For 6 weeks.
Aye, that's right. It's all coming back to me.
6 weeks, stayed there, moved out, pandemic, got a new... Went back to my ma's in Clydebank, and now I'm in my own flat.
You used to live near me when you
Right.
lived in Mary Hill, and I used to walk past the window and he was always eating soup.
Soup?
Always eating soup
Tomato
and a wee
soup.
ham roll every time I saw him.
First ever day we moved in, you walked past the window and you kind of
I
went...
didn't know he lived
If you're
there.
double took, you didn't know I lived
I
there.
just looked in somebody's window and it was him.
No,
Yeah.
that's... Oh my God.
Ground floor, and we were like... My mom was in and we were just putting DVDs in the bookshelf because we never had any books.
Did you not tell people you were like moving there?
Aye, but I didn't tell him the
I knew he
address
was like
or
in
anything.
Glasgow.
Yeah, and we were, you kind of walked past the window and then went out of sight. We were like, was that Stu? Then you stepped backwards.
Like Homer into the hedge.
Yeah.
Came out again.
Came out again. You're like, all right.
And then I came round a few times in that 6 weeks, and every time I was there was a game of Monopoly sitting out. That him and Catherine had been having a little two-man game of Monopoly that went on for weeks.
I remember you telling me this. You got right into Monopoly
Aye.
during...
No.
Was it lockdown? Or am I just
Yeah.
making this up?
No, we were doing Queen of the New Year and
Aye.
I was telling you about Cluedo,
Oh, it was Cluedo. That's right, because that's what we were talking about. But that sketch got cut.
which I know, I
Aye.
thought it was a good sketch.
Was
I
that,
thought they
uh,
kind of butchered it anyway.
did.
So
Was
I
that
quite
in the
happy.
edit I saw? Or was it cut before then?
No, it
No.
was in the screening, but
It was like a quiet Christmas, so it's like you meet somebody and
Oh,
you're like,
yeah,
how
I
was
did see
Christmas
that.
quiet? And then you're all whispering around the
It's
table.
a shame that was one of yours as well, because you'd sent me that at some point.
Oh,
I read that sketch. I've had a long relationship with that sketch that got cut.
I know,
And now that it's been
actually.
cut from that, you can reuse it again elsewhere.
I know. I was actually, I was planning on, I was like, oh, I hope it does get cut because that might be quite good today as a wee bit of stand up. Or like if you're MCing or something,
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
because that's what everybody says. How was it quiet?
Mhm.
Don't know how you would do it on stage, but
start whispering.
Anyway,
ASMR.
and
For later.
but I never done it anyway.
It's a good sketch though. I thought it was funny, but just you're right, in the edit it didn't
It didn't
come
work.
across as well.
Aye, they cut the end in it,
It's
and
difficult, isn't it? Sometimes.
aye,
They cut the dog from it as well, didn't they?
aye. But me and Stephen had to act as if we were talking to each other walking up the street, and that's what he was telling me about.
So I was like,
Oh,
I'll
he's-
tell you about Cluedo. That
Aye.
me and Catherine are playing Cluedo now. Well, not anymore, but we were. But I was like, I mean, you can't play Cluedo with two people because you
Aye.
know who the killer is, don't you? I'm not the killer, it's you.
Yeah.
Aye.
Two-man traitors.
It's quite a
Wouldn't
short
worked
game,
as well.
isn't it?
Have
But there is ways around it, obviously.
see the traitors. That's kind of like Cluedo, innit? Would you say? Have you watched that? The
Kind
traitors?
of. Yeah, have you seen
I
it?
watched
Aye.
a couple of episodes.
It's fucking
Did you not
great,
like
man.
it?
No, I did, but I just like could never catch it all the time. Do you know what I mean? I know you can get iPlayer.
I know, I was gonna say
I caught
Somebody's
This
fucking
thing
maw.
called it iPlayer.
I'm old school. Say if there's like a film on, I'll watch it on the TV with the adverts. I'll quite like that. So
I
I was
like
like,
that
I need to
and all.
watch the traitors when it's on TV.
Aye.
Because you watch a
there's-
movie that's on telly, but you've got the DVD in the bookcase.
Aye.
Exactly. I've got
DVD.
In its wrapper. Oh, Steve.
I think there's something about watching reality TV on like iPlayer though that gives me that I can't watch reality shows.
Feels a
on
bit fucked up
catch
that you're going so far out of your way to watch it, doesn't
Aye.
it? Like, this should be something I'm just flicking through.
Yeah, I've come
No,
across this.
No, not at all. I actually like leaving it so there's like a good few episodes and then you can just spank them.
You're right
I'm-
into your reality TV. aren't
Aye,
you?
Yeah,
aye.
you love
But
that.
I haven't been watching Love Island this year.
I've
Shite.
never seen Love Island.
Shite.
It's kind of like, do you know what it is? Like everybody knows they're getting into it for like a Pretty Little Thing contract or something new. So it's
Yeah.
not
Do you not think they
even-
need more ugly people in there?
Aye, it'd be a
Will
better
I?
laugh.
I know that's my solution to every reality show, but I think we need more non-models
Because like
on
Big
stuff.
Brother was class because it was all mad freaks.
Yeah, and that's what was good
Aye.
with Traitors as well. They weren't mad freaks, but they were normal people.
Aye.
Normal people are interesting.
Have you watched the American Traitors?
No, I've heard it's a bit weird, and then the ending's incredible. Apparently,
Aye, so I'm in like episode 3. It was hard to get into it to start with because that guy that's presenting it,
Who
It's
is it?
Alan Cumming.
Alan Cumming, he's,
Scottish
he's,
guy?
went, he's went Tonto on the Scottish, like,
Is it filmed in
Really?
Scotland as well?
aye, it's a castle in Scotland. Aye, the American man's filmed in Scotland as well, but I liked Claudia.
Yeah, I
She
like
was,
Claudia.
aye.
I'm not a huge fan of Clods.
I like her enough.
Nah, wouldn't thank you for
I'm away.
Clods. Sorry.
I
Nah,
love her.
I don't know, something about her.
You
What?
hate Tess Daly, don't you, Susan?
I I
Just
just
because she's
think,
not Claudia.
I just think like Claudia's getting nobody to bounce off it because she's just a big wooden like. She's all. There's honest. Me and I watched. Well, I used to when I was in gigging and that. I used to watch Strictly Come Dancing all the time, and we'd just be like, "Shut up, Tess!" Like she's just like, you can't. Claudia's got nothing to work with. She's just like pure tense all the time. And
Tessa's tense or Claudia's tense?
No, Claudia's quite witty and funny, and like Tess is more like she just freezes in front of the camera.
And she's
almost.
been presenting shit for like 20 years.
Aye. And I'm like, how can she not be good at this
Listen
at
up,
this
man.
point? Aye, but she's just there as like the kind of good looking one, I think.
Oh, who was Tess? Did she not have a wee partner? Who's her usual wee partner before Claudia? Was it?
Bruce?
No.
Imagine if friends at Bruce Forsyth.
As your wee partner?
See your wee partner, aye.
No, did she not have like a Vernon Kay, no?
Well, they're together.
Aye, they're
But
married.
did they not present stuff together and stuff?
Probably.
Aye, but then
They were
Mrs.
the
and
Rochelle
Mrs.
and Marvin Humes of their day.
Yeah,
Those two.
aye, like Mr. and Mrs. Did they not do that?
Aye, but then he fucked up because
He's
he
cheated on her.
he was cheating. Well, he was texting this lassie, right? And I don't even know if
That's another
I
one.
And this is gossip, like it's your
I know.
pals.
my man Manty went to the Strictly like recording, and they saw Vernon Kay, and they said that it was on his phone in the audio like text, and this isn't that long after
And
the.
he knew that she was doing
Aye.
her job, so he's like,
Yeah.
this is prime time to be sexting.
That's great, Mo and Auntie. Gossip, that's brilliant.
No, he was texting.
There can only be
in
one
the
person
audio.
He
who's
could have
texting.
been voting for his favourite.
No, he was texting.
Could have been texting Tess to say how much he loves her. For her
No.
to-
Yeah,
when
you've
she
done a
comes
great
off set,
job.
she's got
I
80
know
minutes.
something else.
Maybe that's why she's so tense. She's like, I can see him texting. Who the fuck's he texting over there?
Honestly, watch her. But I was going to do a sketch about it because she's just so like she just freezes. It's mental. But another thing, I don't even know if this is appropriate. Do you know that she killed her own dog? This is like my worst nightmare.
I don't know if this is appropriate, and then you proceed to say the most horrible thing ever.
Some laugh.
Well, tell us more. You can't leave it
Yeah.
at that.
Right, I don't know the ins and outs of it, right?
This is
But
Tess.
she
No
got a
need to know the
shotgun.
details.
No, she
This is
She-
Tess. Yeah.
Tess, aye. She thought the dog, I don't know, right? She was reversing at the drive and the dog was there and she killed.
Oh,
Like
her
in
own
Peep
dog.
Show.
Accidentally?
I accidentally.
Right,
The clutch on that thing.
My mind is going crazy. there, but-
I know, I should have told you something else.
Aye, she's just evil.
Fucking
Aye.
booted it off the bridge like an anchor man. Fucking hell.
Aye, so
She killed her
imagine
own
like
dog.
how would you live with yourself after that? I don't even want to say it in case like I'm pure. What if it happens to me?
Yeah.
Like what if I
No,
accidentally killed
yeah,
my
you
dog?
couldn't live for yourself, could you?
You even feel bad when you like shut the door in its paw or something by accident. Imagine
Well, now
like,
we've had that's an admission of animal cruelty. I've
Have
seen
you
you try
never-
to drive. I've had a lift off you in your mom's car.
if you got a dog,
No, I
Not-
used
have
to.
no
I
right.
used
So
to have a wee shit. So
it's like dog
What happened to it,
owners.
Steve?
They'll
Died?
relate to this. Like
I didn't run over.
Okay.
It was old. It was old. It was like 18 or 19. Had cataracts and all that.
but it's pure heartbreaking when you like hurt your dog accidentally because you can't say sorry to it, and you're pure. You must just think I'm a pure bastard, but you're pure. It was an accident, but they don't know.
You can't reason
Aye.
with it.
But they play rough, don't they? So they might just think you're having a laugh with them.
No, I feel like shit.
Because the one time there was a wee guy in my street who kicked my dog, and I had the most amount of rage I've ever felt in my life
Yeah.
come
That's pure
across me.
And he meant to
Psychopath.
kick it.
He meant they've purposely done it because like I slagged him or something. I went, "You're a
Fucking
wee
hell.
idiot," and then he kicked my dog, and I was fucking seething. So I went round with loads of water balloons and chucked them in his open window.
Chucked him at his dog.
Sounds like a Dennis the Menace.
Like a
Straight out the Beano playing that one.
bags of water balloons until I got loads in his open window, and then I think his dad came out the door. He's like, "You've broke my telly." And I was
Good.
like, good.
Why didn't you
Good.
just throw a custard pie in my dog's face like a normal person?
Nasher, my dog Nasher.
Nasher. You're just, tell the truth. This is just you're running out of material.
I know, I'm
You're
just-
running out of things to
I've
talk
been going
about.
through the Beano, like, what's Dennis up to this week? Get some anecdotes for him.
Oh Oh,
That's
God.
very funny.
I feel like I'm pure bringing up grim subjects.
No,
It's
Look,
all right.
that's
This is
great.
what we want.
Did you hear about that dog walker that got killed off of ducks?
What?
A
Did
pack
you
of
know about-
dogs.
Aye, like the dogs that she would take out to walk. They
Just
all-
as a little side note, I enjoy any story that starts. Did you hear about? It's
Sorry.
always good.
I should call my friend show that.
Yeah.
Just neat punchline. Just like, did you just hear about this? I saw this dog walker in near London, like was in the park and she had like 8 dogs or something, and then they were like,
Turned on her?
It must have been
They
like
unionised.
it must have been like one of them was a ringleader or something.
And
Then they've all just joined in.
famously like a pack
Easily
of dogs.
Killed her?
influenced. Yeah.
Really?
Aye. And honestly, see, now
What?
it's kind of around ducks for me.
What?
Honestly, I
That's like your
can't.
favourite thing in the world.
I know. I can't look at them because that's always been my plan B. Like,
Dog
if
walking.
the comedy thing doesn't work out, I'll do dog walking. Or I'm not going to have wains in that, so I'll just get hundreds of dogs. And now I'm
That's
just
more
like,
dogs
no.
to kill you.
Or just walk wee chihuahuas or something like that, wee ones.
They're
Any dog you
vicious.
could take in a
I
fight.
know, but I don't think they could kill you. But
Oh.
I don't want to get into like stereotyping and that. But was it like big staffies and stuff?
No, that's the thing. That is the most sinister thing about it. That was like 2
Was
of
it
them were
Chihuahua?
dachshunds.
Oh, fucking hell.
Shut up.
Honestly?
Wee sausage
Surely they're just like the
dogs.
bully's mate. They're making comments and stuff like that back,
Aye.
and they're not really
Aye,
getting their
they're
hands
just
dirty.
like-
Yeah,
at
but
the
they'd
back,
still get
just
done
like-
in a court of law for
Yeah,
that.
they're
Aye,
accomplices.
like being complicit
Tell them what they are.
in that's a sin. The poor lassie died. I feel bad for like making
I
a
know.
Yeah, I
joke.
forgot she died actually. We
Yeah,
were just
I
having
forgot.
light-hearted banter about
I
it.
know.
Yeah, but a death,
So
a recent death.
there was a big giant like dog, but it was like a Beethoven type dog. It wasn't like
No, the one.
what you would think as
Middle
a
class
dangerous
dog.
Yeah.
Aye,
What's that? A
Um,
Great Dane or something? No.
it wasn't a Great Dane. I can't mind the name of it, but it was like a big
Big
cuddly
celebrity-
looking thing.
celebrity
Aye.
thing.
Big daft.
That was
big.
one of them, and I know that 2 of them were dash hounds, and they fucking went to town on her, murdered her.
Jesus Christ.
I know,
to
and
town.
now I'm like, it's really disturbed me to the point where I'm pure looking at my dog. But
That's a shame.
Your
That is a
dog's chill
shame.
though. Annie's
I
chill.
know.
Aye. She's old now, isn't she?
I don't think she's.
but then
got it
you're
in her.
like, would you, Annie, if it came down to it, and there was like a pack of dogs, and would you just like join in with the pack mentality and like murder
is she
them
easily swayed?
for a fucking jumbo? And she would do it.
But she
I
would
don't-
protect you, wouldn't she?
I don't know.
I don't think she'd kill you, but I think if she found you dead, she'd eat you. But that's not hurting anybody.
Aye, I would
Aye,
want
that's-
my dog to live longer by eating me. I think.
Yeah, it's like returning to the soil kind of thing. Like you're
That has happened to people as well. Like
The
they've died and the cat or dog has like ate their face off and stuff.
Well, I don't know if this is a myth, but apparently dogs wouldn't eat you, but cats would. Like, you're not even cold, and they're like,
Oh, they don't give a
yes, you're
Cats would kill
asleep,
you if
you're
they
having
had,
a nap,
if they
and
could.
they're having a nibble at you. Apparently, but my mum's got cats, and I think they're nice. I don't think Tilly would eat me.
It's Tilly, that's nice.
Cute, innit?
Aye.
She was originally called Millie, and we thought we kind of have that, so we'll change her name to Tilly.
Why?
Aye.
Well, my mum wanted to change her name to have some ownership of what she wanted to call her, but she was like, she'll get confused if it's something too different from Millie, so we'll
That's
just call
similar.
her Tilly.
That's similar to my dog because I got my dog for the Dogs Trust, and when you get them, they say to you have to change their names so that they've no got like
Old
connotations
memories.
of the. Even though she liked the Dogs Trust, and her name was Annabelle, so I just called her Annie.
Annie. Well,
Aye.
that's good.
And then she was a wee orphan, so it kind of
Yeah,
Like-
it ties in.
ties in.
That's a sin.
I know it's
Should
not
we-
a sin, really. No, She's-
I'm just imagining her with a wee ginger
Curly wig.
But I wanted to ask you about that actually. So you do this in your stand-up, so
Mm-hmm.
fair enough if you don't want to say it again, but I think it's funny that
Aye.
you put your dog in a taxi.
Yes,
You've got split custody of your dog.
so Ash.
It's a really funny predicament. I've never heard of anyone else in
Well,
this
this is the
boat.
thing, right? So basically, me and my ex got the dog together and we lived together, and then when we split up, it was like, what we got to do here? And I was going to just take her, and then I felt bad. I was like, because she loved him and he loved her.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to just take her away. I feel pure rotten. So I was like, could we share her? So now his uncle, this is how, because you know, like you split up with somebody, you don't want to be in their face all the time. Like you
Yeah.
want to go your
bit of
separate ways,
distance.
and you don't want to be in contact with them and stuff. So our solution to that was his uncle is a taxi driver, so he comes and picks my dog up every week.
And you can't get a taxi in Glasgow for love nor money.
I know. She's getting.
Susan's fucking
Why do you
done.
think?
Imagine being in the middle of the town and be like, fucking waiting for taxis for ages, and then a fucking
You just see Annie going by.
I know. And the joke
dog
is,
in the passenger seat
With curly red wig on.
doing the contactless payment on the.
but the joke is like, my neighbours are all looking like, what the fuck is going on here? Because she does actually just walk out to the taxi.
She
She's
knows
that
that.
used
It's a
to it
routine,
now.
yeah.
So my dog is just getting in a taxi, and my neighbours are all pure. What's going on here?
It must look so trained. Like, what else can this dog do? You know, like.
Do you know what? But like, that's another part of my set is like the way she gets into the taxi and she doesn't even look back. And I'm pure. He's the favourite. Like, I wonder if like she does this when she's coming out of me, or else if she's just pure no.
Yeah, does she look back at him, do you think?
He's dragging her on the leash.
But like, I wonder what's going through a dog's head most of the time. But I wonder what's going through a dog's head in the back of a taxi for like half an hour or whatever, going,
Being busy.
Pure, don't take that shit.
time you on to it. But like, it just must be weird just sitting there and then you're in a new house with your old owner or whatever. And you're like,
I don't know. She would go with MD. She's like, I know some dogs only like that. They're quite like their own, but she would literally go with MD. She's just a whore.
Yeah, I'm starting to think she would kill you if it.
Aye, exactly.
Yeah.
She's a bit cutthroat like that. Like, maybe it is the dog's trust background. Like, she always had to fend for herself.
aye.
But
She's quite, what age is she now?
she's like, well, that's the thing. When you get a rescue dog, you just don't
You
know what age
the
they're.
age.
Aye, so I think she's like, I'm in denial as well about her aging. So I'm always like,
You've given her like a showbiz age.
aye.
Like Russell Kane those years ago.
Well,
Russell Canine.
That's good stuff.
Jack
Come on
Russell
now.
Canine.
That's
Come
good.
on, that's
Come
two
on.
for one.
It's a twofer.
the first when we first got her,
I'm
like,
so proud of that. That's
That was
sorry.
really good. Like, thanks for coming on, Susan.
I'm so
we
sorry.
done here.
We wrote that joke together earlier and we thought we'll get
Shoehorn
Susan
it
in,
in.
she'll do the dog thing. It's all good.
No, she one vet told us that she was 10 months when we first got her, and the other one told us she was 18th, but I go with the 10 months because I want her to live longer. So I think she's like 9ish.
And they can live
But then
long, can't they?
one time I took her to another vet because my vet wasn't able to see her, and they were saying what age is she, and I told them, and they were like, oh no, I think she's a bit older than that. She's a bit, like, her jowls are a bit droopy, and I was pure, oh my god.
Oh, no.
Fucking talk about my dog like that.
So what age did, I don't want to, this is quite a sore subject.
Did they die?
How long
Wait,
she got
What
left?
age
die?
did they die? 15, 16?
Will you eat her?
She's actually been no well. Fucking hell, man. She's actually been no well, the now. Quite seriously, like, she had like a lump and it was cancer. But they removed it quickly and it's no spread, and she's getting chemo, which sounds horrific, but it's no as bad for a dog as it is for a human.
Right.
It's like a really low dose, so she's been responding really well to that. But when this all happened, I looked it up. How long did they live for? And I thought it was going to be like 18 or something, but it's like 12 or something like that. It's like
12?
12 to, I think 15 is like a good age for like a
Wow.
pure
Is that a lab?
a Labrador, aye.
Alright. Because I think wee dogs live longer, don't
They
they?
do. Like, Jack Russells are indestructible. Though.
They're like a robot was.
Like, I've saw some old, like, Jack Russells.
I had a Shih Tzu and it was 18, I think.
I thought you were
which
going to
is-
say 80 then.
80-year-old. It was. It's been with my grandpa since he was
It's
a wee
human
boy.
years.
You're saying Mark's got a turtle? They live pure long?
Aye, they
That's
outlive their
yeah.
owners all the time. Apparently, there was there's cases of just, if you can't be arsed with your turtle, just put it into the canal or whatever. And then there's like pure old as fuck, like 100-year-old turtles cutting a bit.
That's an
Oh my
official
God.
statement from the RSPC. If
Aye.
you can't be asked for your turtle,
Shove it in the cloud.
pop it in the canal.
That's brutal.
Aye, but is that,
Bye.
it's in its own a natural habitat.
Yeah, Fred's going to be all that's left of this podcast one day.
I know, he'll just be sitting here, him and Annie.
Just live footage of him. Just...
But that must be, I'd hate to be a turtle. What animal would you be if you had to?
What animal would you want to be, or what animal would you hate to be?
No, you would want to be.
Pig, I think.
Because I'd hate to be
A
a
pig?
turtle.
Yeah.
You'd want
They
to be
just
a
look
pig?
like they're having a fucking great time, don't you
They
think?
do. They do. I don't
Aye,
know.
you can eat hunters, can't you? That sounds,
Roll around in the mud.
that sounds class.
There's 2 pigs in
What do you want?
Tollcross Park. you ever been to Tollcross Park Petting Zoo?
No,
I would highly recommend it. Is that honestly?
there's a lot
it's
going
amazing.
on in Tollcross, isn't there?
Yeah, it's the
I know
place
it's
to
a
be.
great park, and there's these 2 pigs. Yeah, that's basically it.
End of
Flora
story.
and
Did you hear
fauna.
about the 2 pigs? That's it.
Aye. Did you hear about the 2 pigs? They're in
Vernon
Tollcross
Kay
Park.
and someone else. Tess is a weird name for a young woman, isn't it?
What's it short for?
Teresa.
Is it?
Yeah, my gran was a Tess,
I never knew that.
and she was Teresa. Maybe it's
It feels like an English name, Tess. You don't really
no. My gran was Irish.
on it.
I've
Oh
never-
well,
never met
Teresa.
a Tess.
Teresa,
But
Tessa,
Tess.
Tessie.
Aye.
All right, Tessie.
My name's becoming obsolete now. Susan.
Susan.
Aye.
You don't
it's-
get many baby Susans anymore,
know.
do you?
No.
Well, my sister wanted to call her wee lassie's called Ruby, and like Susan's like a family name. Like I've got a Auntie Susan. There's a great Auntie Susan, and she wanted to call her Wayne Susan, and her husband was pure absolutely not.
Really?
No.
That's
This
fun.
tradition stops here.
So but it is because I've even noticed now Karen.
Yeah,
Like-
that's
You can't be
going out
calling
of
them
fashion.
Karen now
Nah.
because of that shite joke.
Yeah.
What
Well, not
shite
even a
joke?
joke. Just like the whole Karen thing of like, oh, she's a bit of a Karen.
Aye. But like Susan is like a Karen now. Like some people will say Susan.
Oh.
Like
Oh,
now when
is
they're
that the
doing
If
Like-
you needed like a comedy name for like a middle-aged woman that's been a knob in
Susan.
your bed, you'd be like, oh, all right, Susan.
Exactly.
That's the name you'd pick, right?
Aye. And it's not
Yeah.
even like there's Karen, but Susan's like our wee sidekick. It's just pure.
She's not even the main one.
She's not even the main.
I
Aye.
just want to say I know a bunch of Susans and I like them all, just for the record. But I'm saying,
There's
I've
so
heard
many
it said on
Susans in
stage.
comedy though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone that I work with is called Susan, basically.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and it does get confusing.
Yeah, but have you ever been Susie or anything?
No, but I wish I had, because that's less. Like actually, I was dating a guy who was embarrassed, and he was a bit younger than me, right? He was like 28, and he was embarrassed to tell his pals that I was called Susan.
Is she one of your mum's
He's like,
friends? or-
Susan, aye. But aye, it's on its way out, but it'll make a comeback probably.
These things
Aye.
come around. That'll be
It's
the
funny
new,
that-
because the very old-fashioned ones are back, like Bertie and fucking Hector, and
Aye,
Moses.
they're
it's-
seen as like cute now.
like Isa and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sadie for like.
What was
Edie.
what was the one that was in the Notebook and Noah? That's back, isn't it?
That's as old as the Bible.
Exactly.
Know what I mean?
You know.
One day, Gary and Susan and Barry, they're
Oh.
all going to be the cool names.
The
I
cute
know
wee-
it's funny, but like, see when you're, because we're both single, when you're swiping on people, does the name put you off? Sometimes, because I would never swipe right on a Barry or a Gary.
And they're
chance.
taking up a lot of real estate, surely. Sometimes, yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't be. I'm too young to be going out with a June.
Would you swipe
Auntie
on
June. I'm not going out with Auntie June. Come on,
what about Susan?
Susan's
Oh,
on
put
the
on the
cusp, innit?
spot. You put on the
Susan,
spot.
by the way, for the record, is the only person I've ever seen swipe left on me in real time in person in front of me. Susan, I could probably see past it
Right, okay.
if they're like.
It's not ideal.
It's not in the pros column, but it's
Right.
not. It's not earning a left swipe.
Right,
Mm.
okay.
What about
Aye.
Stuart? Stuart's not a hot name.
Stuart's just.
Stuart's just a name, though. I
A name.
wouldn't say it's an
He's-
old guy name or anything, or a young guy name. It's just
I
a name.
I can't imagine a baby Stuart.
Do you know what name I don't like?
Hmm.
Ian.
Aye, I had a bully. called Ian.
Did you?
I don't like that name because it's always synonymous with who you know. So like
Aye.
Yeah.
Susan's, I've got an auntie Susan, so I
Aye.
would think of Susan. So sorry about that, Susan. But also my girlfriend Catherine, I've got an auntie Catherine, and it took
Aye.
me a couple of months to see past that.
Well, that's funny because when I see my brother's name's Neil, and when I see a Neil, I will not swipe right on that either because I'm like, I can't. Like,
It's so silly, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because that could be the man of your dreams.
I will. Tough.
Yeah, I've swiped left on a couple of Louises and Eleanors as well, but back in the day because I've got sister
Aye,
and mum.
it's like
I dated a Fran, and my mum's called Fran. If there's any
Did you?
psychologist listening, yeah.
Oh, that is Freud.
that's
But-
fucked.
Her name
You're a
was
weirdo.
her name was Francesca, and my mum's name's Francis. So I think it's all right.
Okay.
And also, I think the whole name
Francesca-
thing is weird.
Francesca's a lot nicer than Fran. Why? Sorry to your mum, but why was she not going for Francesca most of the
That
time?
is a cool name.
I didn't ask.
It takes too long. It's too
Yeah,
much.
it's
too
just
many
short. And it's more,
syllables.
it's more laid back, isn't it?
Fran.
Franny.
Should have brought this up when C&B was on, but I always think, because he goes by Christopher, I call him Chris,
I call him Chris. Or
but he
Sam.
goes by Christopher. I think it's annoying if you go by you. I think if you've got the option of shortening it, come on, do us all a favour.
Aye, I know. And he's
Life's
put his
short.
middle name in there as well.
His name is
Christopher
a nightmare.
MacArthur Boyd.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like a pure
On
tongue
a poster,
twister.
it's too long.
But then I guess you could be
Take up all
Susie.
your characters when you're writing
The
like
blurb.
your blurb.
Aye.
Aye.
You only got 40 characters, CMB.
Because also, not to back reference too much, but when Gary Little was on, he was talking about, Steve.
Yeah.
Like what was that?
Steve is a big
Aye.
guy's
Steve,
name,
Big
but
Steve, Wee Steve, Stevie, rather,
is
yeah.
small.
What about Steph?
No, I never fucked with Steph. There was a guy.
Would you date a girl called Steph?
I wouldn't mind.
Steve and Steph are coming. Oh, they're a fucking horrible couple.
I
I
know.
hate Steve and Steph.
Steph.
That would be
Steve.
weird if you did, like, if it was Stephanie Buchanan and Stephen Buchanan. That would be weird,
Disaster.
That would be.
You'd
wouldn't it?
Aye.
have to get down the deed poll, change it.
Yeah.
Aye.
So you never go by Susie? I've never heard anyone call
No,
you Susie.
but it does sound more fun. I wish I had.
Yeah, Susie. I guess it's just because we know, but like Susie McCabe to me sounds so much better than Susan McCabe.
Aye,
Mhm.
Susan
But
sounds
maybe
quite
it's just because that's how I
stern.
know her. Yeah.
Aye, and like
But you don't seem stern though.
Thanks. I can be. No, I'm not.
Oh fuck
Oh,
me.
no.
Oh, what's
right.
this?
It's-
means this camera is overheated.
Oh, fuck's sake, this is what kept happening last
Is
time.
this going to happen to me?
Don't know. No, it shouldn't, because it never happened with Jennings. I couldn't ever. I would like to go Steph, but for me, myself,
You don't look like a Steph.
I don't look like a Steph. I think Steph's a big, because it's quite a feminine name, so you need to be really hard to pull it
Compensate.
off.
Aye.
Yeah.
It's
So-
quite a Neddy name.
You
Steph.
think? Big Steph.
Really?
Aye, Steph.
I wouldn't have said that.
I thought
Aye.
it's quite soft. It's quite
I don't know. It's just like maybe because I don't know. Steph, big Steph. I don't
big
know.
Steph. Aye, you would associate it with that,
Because it's a
but,
big guy.
but that's the only reason, because they have to compensate for
But
it.
we're just making shit up now. We're all just picturing a big hard guy called Steph that doesn't exist.
No, you're right.
Anyway, second names.
let's get that. Any second names you wouldn't go
You've
over?
got
Hitler?
quite an unusual second
I
name.
was always dead embarrassed about my second name when I was younger.
Were you?
Aye, because
Quite
like
cool.
Riddle.
Riddle.
It's a
and
fucking nightmare for people to spell, I imagine.
know,
because
'cause
the
it-
amount of times I see people spell it wrong.
It's actually because my name's Riddell, so it's supposed to be pronounced Riddell. But like it's
Fancy.
always just been Riddle, and it just feels a wee bit wanky to say.
Riddell's got a
Riddell.
bit of
Riddell.
that, yeah, keeping up appearances.
Yeah.
Aye,
High
the high
K.
super K. Aye, and it's like it would have sounded so much better though. Susie Riddell.
Susie Riddell.
That does. That
She's
sounds
a
French.
She's a good
Aye. Susie
London
Riddell.
comic with money behind it.
Aye, that almost sounds like a femme fatale from a noir film or something
yeah.
like that. Like Susie Riddell, like with
Yeah.
you've got a fag holder, one of those long.
Yeah. Susie
they're out of
Riddell's not
fashion.
swiping on a fucking Gary. No way.
Or Big Barry, Barry
Um,
for EastEnders. They're out of fashion, aren't they? The fag holders,
Yeah, you don't
those
see
mad
many of
long
them.
things.
What the-
Cruella de Vil had them.
Aye, but do you mean they're out of fashion?
Aye,
Her dogs would fucking kill you.
For about like 100 years.
Why
Say
is,
that.
why is nobody using that anymore?
Nobody's even smoking fags anymore.
You're right.
They're going
Still
straight.
be-
to
Maybe
the
they'll
vapes.
come back because they're going to ban the disposable vapes, apparently, in Scotland.
I seen that.
Aye,
eh?
and people might not like the feeling of like actual fags.
Well,
on there.
you'll still get vapes, but just the big fucking massive ones you got to charge up and everything.
Aye.
Aye.
I imagine they'll adapt in some way, won't they?
You don't mind a wee elf bar, do you? Stu?
Are you
Would
smoking?
you?
A vapor?
Not really.
Would you go into the big, stupid, chunky vapes?
I've done it, but I've never. I wouldn't. It feels like too much of a step to buy one of the big ones.
Yeah.
It's too easy when you're pissed to buy
the wee ones.
the shitty disposable ones. I actually think it's a good idea because they're just fucking littered everywhere. It's disgusting.
We were talking about like the smoking and that, but I wanted to ask you about that. I don't know if you want to talk about it, but it really made us laugh when you were saying like you first smoked when you were like 9 or something.
Yeah, that was
It's
funny.
actually 8.
That is
Sorry, I was
so-
overselling it at
Such
9 years
Victorian
old.
shit.
That is mental.
I didn't even think that was that bad.
I'm
8
just
years
picturing,
old.
like, tough day in the playground today.
Do you know what's funny? Like, I think my dad started smoking at 8. I know. Must
Really?
be like a family. Oh my
A
nephew's
Riddell
8.
trait.
You can smell his fingers. No, do you know what it was?
His
That
fingers.
sounded so wrong.
I didn't know that was the test.
Do you remember that? Like, your mad be pure, let me smell your fingers.
For your fags?
I wasn't
Aye.
smoking
Not-
fags at 8, to be fair.
No.
My mum
No, I
trusted
mean,
the smell of
My
my
mum didn't know that I was smoking when I was 8, which does now. But like when you were like a teenager and that, would your man like smell your horn? Smell your
That's
breath,
crazy.
smell your
See if
horn?
you've been fucking
See if you've been smoking?
fingering in the
My
park.
mum knew I was a wee gimp that I wasn't smoking. She was like this.
Really?
Aye. Well, I've said this on the podcast. We try to make our own fags because we couldn't get our fags,
saw
so
that,
we put
aye.
paper and smoked black smoke,
gas.
noxious emissions into our lungs. But
Be
Staples.
better off with fag.
I would have been better with fags. But I've probably
I've never seen that flavour Elf bar, the paper and Staples flavour.
I've probably done irreversible damage to my lungs, but
No,
like,
but there was like, so I was always getting caught smoking and stuff.
Really?
Aye. And people whose mas and that didn't really, mind you used to always get people in school with their mas and that just letting them do anything. Like,
That
oh,
one's
no,
off.
what's
Let's
happening?
just leave it.
leave it for
Leave
now.
it for five.
So you'd get people whose mas and that didn't care if they smoked. They would, did you not do this? Like, they would give you a honey. So they would hold the fag for you. And like you would smoke it.
they're the cigarette holder.
Yeah, that's where it's going.
When
You
he
should
gives a
have got
couple of honeys. Do you not remember honeys?
No.
Did you still
No.
get honeys?
I wasn't smoking fags at 8. I can't.
Is this at 8 years old? Or
No,
was
this is like at school, like first year in that. So
Oh,
it's
that's
like,
a bit better.
aye.
12.
So like he's a honey because like your
That's
man doesn't
great.
love you. Just give me how you want it.
That's fucking mental to me. I've never heard of that before in my life.
He's a
Well,
honey.
this is
'Cause
a
I-
good one to ask your viewers.
Yeah.
No,
Drive
viewers.
engagement. You ever had a
Aye.
honey?
Aye.
I've had
Have
a
you ever
footy.
heard
What's
of
that? Am I making this up? Was this just
Was
like
that just your school? Because
Yeah.
I mean, you have wee subsections in school, right? You had like the goths, you had the Neds, you had
Aye.
like people who play football, then you had the smokers. That was a section I'm at. Did
they
you
were
just
just
have
the
a?
Neds?
Was it? That
Aye,
was
so
a
I was
separate.
just a wee Ned.
It was a
Smoking, I wouldn't say it was a community at my school.
was a
just
community.
Some folk smoked. Wasn't
Yeah, there was like a smoky bit.
Aye, a smokers.
A smokers
Aye,
bit.
there was a smokers bit. Aye, that was
Um,
outside the.
But it was only a certain kind of people who went there, wasn't it? It would be BAMs as well, but they wouldn't hang about there. But you could go, oh, he's one of the smokers. Do you know what I mean? But like those people, I never hung about those, but I picked up a few terms. I never heard honeys, but I heard, like twos or LDs.
Aye, there was a whole language
There was.
that was passed down for you. I wonder if this. Oh, they can't. They've lost. That's a lost language. It's a dead
It's a
language
dead
now because it's
language.
babes.
We should
Yeah.
get funding, like, you know how they'll pump money into people learning Gaelic. We should fund this.
is
Smokers
Plays
language.
that are about smoking and stuff to get it going again.
This is when you realise you're getting older, but because like if you were to say that on stage, like oh, like school leaves twos,
Yeah.
like. They literally wouldn't. It's like when you
How
see
do you know
people
that?
looking at a cassette that they don't know what a
What is
cassette
this?
is. What
Kids
is
still
it?
smoke fags.
Do they
Just
what?
most of them smoke elf bars, I think.
Yeah.
Most people
Can't really do
vape.
twos on an elf. So what is twos? Correct me
So,
if I'm
like-
Having
wrong.
half of a fag.
Half a fag.
Because I always thought it was 2 draws pass
No.
and then
No,
back
that's
and
puff
forth.
puff pass. That's a different thing.
Totally different ballgame.
Sorry,
Embarrass
Get my
yourself.
terms mixed up.
Which is like joints in that puff
Okay.
puff pass. Right, not not like so you would like smoke it down to like about there, and that
Halfway.
was we would say a first as well. So it's either a first, or a second, or twos or threes.
Was there a hierarchy in like that the alpha goes first?
So you're not getting
You
celebrity.
get the dress.
fags.
Aye, and like that was called koozied it. If you'd koozied it, if you
Oh,
like,
aye.
if don't
Dregs,
like you
is
wouldn't
it?
want it after like
Nah.
some people because they
Steve's
koozie
been on
it.
it. He's fucking koozied
I
it.
was a pure celebrity bastard. Like, see, we'd like if we ever have a stogie at like a wedding or something, a wee cigar. Like none of my pals want to do it after me because I'm like pure. It's pure. It's like a big string of. Not that bad, but like there you go.
No,
Somebody's
that was
damp.
like
You know, you've got the look of that about you, Steve. It's not.
I've just got a wet mouth. Janie Godley said that to me once. She was like, "You just sound like you've got a wee wet mouth."
I can't see the things people say about you.
About me?
Aye.
Oh,
Yeah, people will
That's
say
it.
shit to your face.
No, I don't even know you want to put this on, but
a comedian said, I don't know if we've already spoke about this, maybe, but a comedian said to Roscoe McClelland when I was out the room, "Oh, Stephen Buchanan, he's just like a cat that can't get comfortable." And I've never,
does that even mean?
I've never known. Just like I'm always
Fidgety.
shifting about trying to
Yeah.
get
Shifty, celebrity.
I don't
celebrity,
trust the guy.
wet mouth.
Disgusting.
And then Roscoe himself secretly filmed you drinking tea and made the video that we played at a live show. Stephen Buchanan drinks tea like a cat.
Yeah, but that was for a laugh. I don't
Is that
actually...
how you're not get tea on the podcast?
Yeah, I'm not allowed. 'Cause I started doing this.
ASMR.
No, I don't actually.
No, that
drink
was
it
like
that.
social suicide, but if you that was your clueless part. Social suicide. If you were like koozie a fag, like
Right.
you were a pure pariah in the smoking area.
I was more of a martyr, I think. I was going down for a cause.
Oh,
We,
you'd
the
all be like drying your lips
people.
off.
So, because I remember that, like, having to pure...
Dry your lips off, you wee dry lips.
So I've got a wee dry mouth.
Aye.
But then the smoke dries it up anyway, so I never seen the point of that. You know what I mean?
Do you think
But
you're
you
doing them a
eat-
favour? Lubing
was
this
eat-
thing up?
I was eating the fags. Is that not normal?
There was a whole thing like that people won't even know about now. And I actually had a wee business going at school as well. Like I would
You were
like
selling?
buy like a 20 deck and like sell them.
Were you?
Aye.
How much did you make?
Like it would be 20 pence a fag, so it was 20
Not
times
adjusted
20.
for inflation.
Aye, and
Yeah.
it was much cheaper to like smoke
So
back
that
then.
was like, what,
Like you could get when I was
£3 for 10 or something?
aye, well it was like I don't always remember it was like $1.50 you could get like a 10 deck with a box of matches.
For $1.50?
Aye, for $1.50.
Fuck's
They're
sake.
paying you to smoke back then.
Yeah? Jesus
You're a mug if
Christ.
you don't.
And you were, what, making about £2 a packet or something?
I was like getting
Rolling
a
in it.
return on my. I was like, oh, here's a question to a vapor. Do you can you do
Go on.
hoops with a vapor? You know how you like the wee smoky hoops,
I can't.
but
you
like
can.
people do.
Maybe in more, in better hands they could. I don't see why you couldn't.
Aye, but I just thought maybe it was like a different texture of smoke or
Smoke.
something.
Yeah, it's like steam in it. It's different.
Aye.
Yeah. Can
Uh,
you do that?
Aye,
Can you?
aye.
Sadly, I don't have one on me, so I can't.
I was great at it.
Were you?
Well, I've been doing it since I was 8.
Picture
No,
you
you-
smoking a pipe like Gandalf. fucking
We
Doing your
boat drinks
tricks.
for it.
my
Probably
unc-
charging for it in the playground as well.
my ma's brother, my uncle, he was like quite eccentric at school, and this is in Cranhill, which is like a pure rough part of Glasgow. He would smoke a pipe, like he was
In school? As a
Aye.
kid?
He was like
As an 8-year-old boy?
like 13, 14, smoking a pipe.
Fucking class.
Jesus Christ.
I used to get bullied relentlessly. What was I saying that the reason I started smoking so young is because I went on a holiday to Haggerson Castle. Have you ever been there? It's like a caravan park.
yeah.
I actually won that holiday.
Oh, did you?
Aye, on a
Fucking
raffle.
hell. Everything's coming up, Susan. At school.
I know.
And so it's like a kind of Butlins thing. And there was these lassies who were like the red coats
Yeah.
equivalent, and I saw them all smoking like during their break, and I
Looked
just
so
thought it was the
cool.
coolest thing ever because I
That
feel looked
didn't
up
get
to
you
them.
into showbiz. It was like, I want to smoke. I want to smoke fags.
To be a Butlins red coat basically as well.
And then, and like, you know how in your head when you're that age, you think they're pure old, but they were probably like 14 and 15.
Redcoats?
It was just like a summer job, innit? Like,
I think they'd be like 20 or something, maybe.
I don't
No.
know, maybe I'd need to kind of look back and.
You got photos of these
Aye,
people, do you?
Aye.
I want to see these cool cats.
But I saw them, so the next time I was at my granny's, I just started stealing her silk cut.
Silk cut always sounds so fancy to me.
It's
Like,
cut from silk.
Yeah, exactly. I when I was worked in the co-op, we used to sell all the fags, and I used to go up, if I was a smoker, what would I smoke? And I always went silk cut sounds class.
It does, and it was quite luxurious looking as well. It was like a
Purple packet.
purple and white. It
Yeah.
looked quite classy.
Yeah.
But the thing about silk cuts was like they had like a perforated thing round the beef, like the.
The beef. Is that what you call it? I've never heard that before.
Aye, because like when people would like smoke the beef, like if you stop smoking the beef,
As in
That's
smoking
another
it right
term.
down to
I
the...
smoking it
yeah,
right
yeah.
down. Well, what would you
The
say?
I
stub.
don't even know.
The wee...
The beef.
The beef.
Anyway,
I'm going to start saying it.
Yeah.
don't smoke
I
it
think
right.
people are going to look at
He
me like I'm a
coozed it and then
fanny.
smoked it right down to the beef. You would have to hold it like that to like get a good draw at it. Like,
Yeah, 'cause you
take-
burn your fingers.
Like to like hold in all the wee perforated things around the beef because that would stop it from being so strong. So you'd have to be pure. Get like a
We could
draw
sell
at
this
it.
as like, you know, those like masterclass things you get where it's like Billy Connolly teaches you storytelling or whatever. Susan Riddell teaches you how to smoke fags at 8.
Oh, it was great times. So it was a different era.
It's a different time.
Would you be horrified if you had a Wayne, if you caught Annie smoking at 8 years old? She's
My
like,
dog?
8 or 9.
Would I be horrified not be putting her in the... I'd be making her go viral. My dog pure.
She's
Smoking
fucking koozie,
fag.
innit? She's got a
Aye,
mouth
she
as
would-
slabbery as you, Steve.
She would choose, yeah.
Thanks, I know
A
that.
smoking dog? I would...
Well, not a dog. I meant that in a term of like your Wayne, your baby.
Like my nephews are like my oldest nephew is 7. No, he's 8. He's 8. He's about to turn 9.
Would
in
you be
February.
horrified if you
Aye.
caught him?
See, that's when you realise how young you were.
Aye.
Like at the time, I just didn't even really. Aye, but yeah, aye.
It's literally, I mean, the famous Chew and the Fat sketch where they've smoked their voices away and they speak through the mouth box and there's a wee kid and like,
That's right.
you're old enough now for your first fag. Even they're fucking older than you.
I
The
know.
kid that in a comedy sketch about smoking young
Aye.
Yeah,
would still be older.
like 12 or something.
But there was like smoking and drinking was just.
When
there's
was
nothing
your
else
first
to do.
drink?
Probably like my first year, and then I continuously got caught all the time. I
Right.
was always snibbed.
Were you a mad lightweight?
No,
Mum
I just
sniffing your fingers for
as
blue
I-
wicked.
I just had parents who loved me. So I would always be snibbed. I was always grounded. I went through like a pure rebellious phase when I was like in first and second year. Got that out of my system.
And like P4 by the sounds of it as well.
But like, and then by about third year, I knuckled down and became a wee dweeb.
Oh, did you?
Aye, I went to the other side.
Can I imagine?
I wasn't a dweeb, but I was just studying all the time and like,
Get good grades.
aye,
Good.
Aye.
Good on you.
aye, no, look at
And you
me.
don't
Never
smoke.
turn back.
Sitting in a shed.
Yeah, you may as well have been fucking pissed the whole time.
I think we should be smoking fags for this sort of chat. Just thinking about the old days.
If you see
Yeah.
when you think about it, like people used to do that in comedy clubs, didn't they? Even like the acts and stuff.
Not even that long
Smoking
ago.
and- Aye.
Yeah, like 20 years ago. or
And whenever you watch like talk shows or something like Carson, or, you know, if you see a little clip, everyone's just smoking fags all the time.
Aye,
Yeah.
it's horrible,
It does
but
look cool.
it does look
Looks
cool,
cool,
but it's horrible. Imagine
Yeah.
because you would be
Stink.
Stink
reeking.
the whole time, yeah.
I wasn't
Aye.
of an age where I was like I could be in clubs or pubs when it was smoking was
No,
allowed.
me
Did
neither.
you have that?
Aye.
Did you? What was that?
Well, I was underage in there as well.
You're
So you
13.
You started smoking when you were 8, then you went to the dance when you were about 15, and then
That's
I
young,
think
innit?
that's how people die young in Glasgow because you've just done everything.
You've
by the
accomplished
time
everything,
you're,
yeah.
You've
aye.
lived the life of a 40-year-old.
Aye.
You're like some washed up former
birthday.
pro footballer that's done it all. You're like, what is there left for me to do now? I've done it all.
I've smoked fags.
But I've had my bite of the cherry. You're like 40. No, so I went to. Oh, you're a bit younger than me, so and you're for 5.
So you don't count.
So I went to like Bonkers. I don't know if you've ever heard of Bonkers.
In Glasgow?
Aye.
No, I'm thinking of Madness. Is that similar?
Probably they just
Neither of
changed
them
the
sound
name.
like fine institutions, if you don't mind me saying.
There was a thing called the office party, and it would be like, so you would go there quite early, and then, but they would just let, like, clearly underage people in.
Whereabouts was it?
Hope Street,
Round from Central? No. Kinda.
right at the bottom of Hope Street, if I can remember correctly. But
Where it
people will
meets
know what it
Argyle
is.
Street.
It was just a big shithole dancing, and we
Mm.
used to go there, like, and you could smoke. It was quite precarious though when you're dancing about like with your fag, just your
Give me
Folks' hairs, yeah.
Did you ever go to like unders? Like the unders?
Aye.
Went to sub club unders.
I never knew they.
I
had
never
them.
went to Unders. It just didn't interest me.
Ugh, it was kind
But
of.
I'm kind of fascinated by it now.
But like, if you're getting into clubs when you're under, are you still going to the under? Are you going to the unders
So
and
you're
then
go-
going to the overs?
You're going to
in
the
the same
unders.
night?
You're going to the unders when you're like 12.
You're too young for the unders.
You're going to the unders for 12 to like 15, and then you graduate to the,
To
ropey dancings, like the ones that would let in like
Yeah.
underage people. I don't even know if they would still be allowed to do that. Well, they weren't allowed at the time, but if like
After that.
everybody was turning a
Do
blind
you
eye.
spend much time in old folks' homes now?
It's a progression.
Oh, I'd love that. Like,
You
Don't
Get my
take this the
bingo.
wrong way. I
Hanging-
could see you in an old folk song.
just like
Yeah.
hanging about.
I do like the appeal of an old folks home, not in the now, but like when I'm
When
I'm
you're too
old-
young to be in there.
Aye, when I'm like, no, I think if like 70-year-old, I think having a wee game of dominoes all day, every day with your pals would be class.
Mhm.
Aye. And
If you didn't have a family or whatever.
but then like I'm always like, I can't wait to be an old woman. Like, I just think it looks so much fun. See,
I've
like
always
when
thought that as well.
Aye.
Not an old
They
woman.
always look as if they're having the best time. Like, all their husbands have died because it's Glasgow. And they just look like they're having a fucking hoot.
Yeah.
And I can't wait. And I'm a wee bit raging because I feel like nobody's allowed to get old anymore. Like, nobody's, like, you know how, like, the way old women are? Like, with their wee grey,
Wee
like,
blue
wee blue
rinse.
rinses
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
like, just
Wee
old
perm.
woman. Like, nobody's allowed to get old anymore, like, because everybody's getting, like, Botox.
You
and-
can be the change you want to see. You can look old as fuck, Susan. You
Yeah.
can look old as time.
But I'm just pure.
Yeah, we perm the
I
now.
better get that stage of my life where I get to be a wee old woman, because it's just.
Yeah, well.
I always think that. I guess it's not going to be like this, but old people tend to dress really formal.
Aye.
Like,
Wee
granddad
suit
with a wee suit and tie on that, and it's
to
just
buy
like a
the
Tuesday
rolls.
sitting about.
Aye.
Like, we're not
still
going to be
game.
doing that, are we? But
I know.
I
I
kind of
always
like
thought-
that though.
I
I'd
know.
like-
When I worked in the co-op, there'd be old guys 7 o'clock in the morning, 3-piece
not like
suit
fucking
on
Frank Sinatra.
to buy the sun and 6 rolls. You'd be like,
Aye.
"What? Where are you going after this? Why are you dressed like this?"
That's kind of like that's kind of going into it.
Aye.
And
do
my
you
All
think
that's in
we'll
joggies
graduate?
vaping. Fuck that, man. It's
Yeah.
not worth it, is it?
I know old guys in joggies. I couldn't imagine that.
No.
I'm saying that, but like I constantly walk about in loungewear.
I love it. I love it. It's so comfy. It's so much
Aye.
more comfy than a suit. But do you think you just get to an age and then you're like, actually, I'm just going to start wearing suits? and
No,
nice
I
things?
think it's something for the past
Is it?
that's like just it's not going to happen anymore. You mind people used to get dressed up to go to the airport as well. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like
Well, I'm aware
especially
of it as a
older
thing.
people.
Yeah.
Aye.
Aye.
Whereas
would be
now
like
people
a
dress
pure-
down.
I would have stuck on a pair of jeans or something, but I wouldn't have been wearing my suit.
Like
Aye.
people got dressed up to go to the airport, and like I remember my granny taking us to the airport for a day out. Like we was
Like a school trip.
honestly, it's like she'd have us during the summer holidays, and she'd be like just looking for things. Mum will go to the airport, but you were allowed to like. It wasn't like it is
Go to
now
the
with all the
departure
security and
lounge.
stuff. You could like see planes and all that, and it's pure like, oh, you had your wee sandwiches and that, just sitting in the airport, no
Watching
going anywhere.
planes.
You sitting smoking a fag, watching planes you're not allowed on.
You could smoke at the time. Just this is great.
I did love the airport when I was wee. It was something magical about it.
Aye.
Like in Glasgow Airport, there was that sort of glass tunnel that you would be allowed to go through. It's shut off now, but you'd go to like Burger King or McDonald's, and it was like the best Burger King you've ever had in your life because it was in an airport. for
Is
some
that where you
reason.
first got the idea for the W.H. Smith routine?
Aye,
Very
back,
formative.
back then when I was 8, I was like, I'm going to write some jokes about this one day. These W.
What do you think's weirder, smoking fags or writing sketch comedy at 8 years old?
Defo the sketch
comedy, to be fair. There's something unsettling about. Have you ever watched like Britain's Got Talent and there's like a 10-year-old doing
Hate
stand
that.
up?
Aye.
Little
You're
fucking
like,
freak.
Yeah, what are you doing, man?
Aye, just a 10-year-old doing anything. You'll just be going play.
Go and have a play.
Even
Aye.
like 18
Aye.
Too
is
young.
weird. Yeah.
Aye.
Like, you get good ones, but I still think I would never have had the bollocks to do it at 18.
Nah,
No. There is some people that start. But sure, Ashley Story started when she was
aye,
really,
I mean,
really
we've had
young.
them on.
But then
Josie
her
Long started
ma,
at 14 or something. she
Yeah,
says.
exactly.
Liam Farrelly.
Aye.
yeah.
Liam Farrelly. with
Not
age
14.
No, he was about 17, 16.
Oh, was
he was
he?
still in school, which is mental to me.
Yeah.
Aye,
I didn't even know that.
'cause he was telling us it was like dogging classes because he had to go like leave early or whatever to get to somewhere. I don't know, or
That's
like
mental.
he'd miss the next day if he was at a comedy club the night before or something.
Yeah, he was doing Birmingham Glee while you were still going at the unders.
Aye, the unders was such a weird like idea to me. Like I only went once or twice, but it's like there's like a wee tuck shop in it.
Aye.
There's a wee tuck shop, and people are trying to winch each other. But I mean, technically, you'd be allowed in there till you're 17, wouldn't you?
But where was your unders in the Clydebank area? Like what was
I
it?
didn't have one here, but I went to Sub Club. And
Aye.
went to
Aye.
there was another
There was
one.
Archaeos unders. That was really popular when I was young. Archaeos.
Sub Club and somewhere there was another.
And then I went to school in Hamilton, so I went
Oh,
to
did
their
you?
unders as well. It was called the Majestic. And
Was it majestic?
it was majestical. It was best days of my life. And like it'd be the same then. You'd just be like trying to like get a drink before it and then go in and then just like winch like 30 people.
Aye, tally. Yeah, we
Just
give
be like, how many
tallies.
people do you get halfway? Just like walking up to people and winching them. It's disgusting.
It was horrible because it was like that. It was like you'd be like, "Oh, I want to break my VL here or whatever." So you'd be like, you'd be looking at the lassie who's pure doing tally, and you're like, "Oh yes, there's a chance for me to get halfway her because
On a
she's got
technicality.
no standards. She's just trying to get as many
Get her
people as
number up.
possible."
Aye.
And I'm
She's
like,
going, even on a tally, I'm not getting off with the guy that slavers all over the
I know.
fags.
Pure don't give him koozie.
Imagine what he kisses like. Christ.
like a washing machine, man.
Oh god.
That's
so
funny. I didn't know there was a tuck shop. You'd think there'd be like folks selling sweeties and stuff, sort of, you know.
But
Pills?
Like pills, yeah.
No,
And the
wasn't it?
unders?
Yeah.
No, wasn't it
Make
that?
it a more authentic experience.
It wasn't that bad. It was just like you would get a drink before you went in, and then aye,
Then get a panda pop inside.
aye.
Some buzz. That's
Right,
it's a bad day when you're getting knocked back for someone playing tally, getting their tally up.
Yeah. You
That's
know what
a
makes me
sin.
feel old now?
It's like, oh no thanks. I've got half for 30 people here tonight, but I draw the line at you.
Oh god.
Which has happened.
I
Anyway,
now canny. I was walking back from working on the radio show last week, and it was only about 7:30, and there was an enormous queue for firewater that I'd never like all the way
I
along.
used to love that as well.
Like the longest queue I've ever seen outside there, and I couldn't even work out if it was. I was like, "What time does Unders start?"
Oh, was that
Either
the
there's like a
unders?
band on, or it's an Unders.
So it's like indie unders.
But they were like,
Unders?
they just looked really young to me, but I couldn't work out like what age goes to Unders.
So I don't know about now, but it would be like school, like if you were at high school, so like 12 to.
They couldn't
16.
have been 12, surely.
Well,
There must have
maybe
been a
it's a
band
bit-
on or something.
because
Oh,
that's
is it?
it's so weird because I mean technically it's under 18 into it, so technically you could be 17, which is weird as fuck, and you're going
And
and
you're-
there's 12-year-olds and stuff in it.
That
It's-
is weird.
It is such a horrible.
But then there wasn't ever like 17.
no, there
year olds.
wasn't, but there could
Aye.
be.
Could have been.
Aye.
Could be, man.
Is there a minimum
technically.
age limit? Surely.
Surely.
Can I have,
Aye.
like, toddlers?
Toddlers.
Although,
4-year-olds.
have you heard there's a pure like phenomenon like baby raves? Have you
I
seen
have
them
seen
as
this,
well?
yeah.
Baby
No.
raves.
I think civilization's gone too far.
Aye. So I actually
That
went
not
to
be
one.
too
In
late?
fact, you've not got a baby.
Wait, Annie, did you?
No, I went with my sister in that. It was in.
And that
Mine's
is,
where
and that is
Tiger-
the kid, I imagine, in that.
Tiger. Do you mind Tiger?
Aye, it's Glassford Street.
Aye, on Glassford Street, there was one in there. My cousin was visiting from England, so we decided, with her Wayne, so we decided we'd go to like a baby rave just for something to do. I don't know why.
Would that not
eh,
be too loud for the baby?
The Wayne hated it. She was in the chill out room.
A
There was a
bad
chill
one.
out. There was a chill out room, and I'll tell you something, right? It wasn't even for the Waynes. It was for all the Moz and
It's
all
for
that.
the Moz who
pure-
miss raving. isn't
Aye.
Baby
Honestly.
Susan's hit a permo. Yeah,
it?
fucking
Feel
hell.
distressed in the chill out room. But
So what's it? Does it? I take it the mum has to be in the chill out room as well. You don't just plant your baby and then leave.
well,
Is
I
it
thought there was
cots
some
or-
there was some serious neglect going on.
Was there?
Aye.
How
Aye.
did you find
No
it?
with us, but you.
How was it for you?
I was like the
Sounds
auntie,
shite.
just Winnie Wayne's at the baby rave.
Enjoying the tunes at face value.
It was shite.
Amelia goes to sober raves
Aye,
and like
so she
DJs at
does.
them and stuff.
Is that
Aye.
a thing?
Yeah.
Sober rivs?
Sober raves, aye. There's a whole. What's it called again? I've done a gig for them.
Oh,
Um,
That's that one off.
That's the sort of stuff I love listening to. Just honestly.
Being
Yeah,
real, yeah. All those
Honestly,
little
I
glimpses.
just
yeah.
love listening to mundane, aimless drivel.
Don't
That's
write
what you
the
call my
reviews for them. Yeah.
Is that why you love like reality TV shows and all
I
that?
like see because did you watch Big Brother?
Aye, back in the day. Aye.
Do you remember they used to have a live feed of the house?
Aye,
on
I would
the
watch
floor?
that.
Cut to the bird song.
I
Yeah,
like
after-
like whenever there would be like some sort of thing they had to copyright or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
talking about a celebrity or something like that.
Aye.
I'd put that on.
but I would literally watch them sleeping.
Aye.
I'd just be pure like pure watching people sleeping on the telly.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
I listen to white noise and like I don't listen to ASMR. That's creepy as fuck.
White
I
noise
think.
is the least amount of something you could listen to, really, isn't it? It's like
Aye.
A noise that is not even a noise.
Yeah.
No, actually, I'm not even on the white noise anymore. I'm on the brown noise.
Another 4 years on the brown noise, it's meant to get you off it.
Brown noise?
Aye. It
No, is that not the noise that at a certain frequency you shite yourself?
No,
That is a thing. There's a brown. There is.
that should be the
We
brown
should put that in at the
noise.
end of the podcast. Mark's not.
No,
It's 55 minutes of chat and then the brown noise.
that is a
1,000
thing.
people shitting their pants.
It's like either so loud or something that the frequency
Right.
that you shite yourself.
I've heard this, but surely that
Steve,
must
you
be a
still
myth.
hanging out in fucking playgrounds where like bigger boys are lying to you?
It's about 8-year-olds smoking going, yeah, have you heard of the brown noise?
No, that must be a myth because people would be doing it more, wouldn't they? Like
Aye, it's pranks.
Constant.
as pranks and
Yeah.
stuff.
But I think it's hard to get your hands on the brown noise. It's so,
Is that hard to get your hands on noise in general? Because you can't fucking.
It's hard to get your hands on the brown noise.
because it's such a high frequency that it's hard to
You
do.
think it's like something that gets like mined from the earth. It's so hard to
Got any brown
the
noise on you?
elusive search for the brown
like
noise.
the file's hard to get your hands on. I mean, do you know what I mean? Like I don't think
You
you,
could
can.
get LimeWire to get it, surely.
LimeWire's not a thing anymore, and you can't do it with your own voice. I can't be like, "Ah," and then someone starts shouting themselves.
Imagine we both sharks in there.
But I thought that's what the brown noise was. No,
No.
What's the brown noise?
It's just a different. I don't know how they decide the colours, right? But brown noise is just a better. It's less kind of scratchy sounding than
Why
white
would
noise.
Steve think that you listen to that every night? The white noise wasn't working for me, but I shit my pants last thing night every night, but I sleep soundly.
Just
Clean
pure
up in the morning.
Shite everywhere, like a
And that's
naughty
Tuesday.
protest.
Fuck me.
Oh god,
There's pink noise, violet noise, all sorts of
what
noises.
do they do?
Big
They're
big
just
noises when you
different
jizz in your
noises.
pants.
I had a joke about it.
So stupid. Sorry.
I've had like 4 hours sleep and I feel fucking crazy.
You had a dream about what?
I'm just thinking that would be good, like if you were a bit backed up, just shove the brown noise on.
Instead of laxatives, you just have a
Yeah, that's another question. If people are constipated, why are GPs
Why
not
they not just-
prescribing the famous brown noise?
It's a lot of shit.
Actually,
Going to the bathroom, Mr. Buchanan, take this tape deck with you.
Tape deck.
The NHS, cutbacks, I don't know.
I think because some speakers can't even produce the frequency. That's why it's hard to get your hands on. You need
You need to go
special
to richer sounds to get
We
a
need to look into this.
technology. Google it.
fucking hell.
Listen, guys.
There is. Do you remember they had this frequency of noise that they would play to like get rid of like wee bams hanging about as well? But
No, it was.
They do that for rats or
dogs.
shit, don't
They
they?
do that for
no,
dogs.
it was like you could only hear this noise if
you
you're
were a
under
bam.
it.
That's somehow crazier than the brown noise.
It's only detectable with bams.
Some guy in the playground going, I always thought it was a bam, but it turns out now I can't hear it.
the noise doesn't affect me.
Turns out I've got a positive future ahead of me.
No, it's like they play it outside like now, like people would hang about outside like co-ops and all that, and
Aye.
like try and get people to get in for their drink and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
And
They played that noise.
they played like a frequency that only young people could hear, and it was like quite annoying, I think. So it just made them like move.
I have heard
I've
that
heard
young
rumours
people.
of that, but I don't know because we used to have this sounds really cruel, but we used to have a wee machine that if Toto, my dog, was barking, you'd press a wee button and then he'd go, he'd stop, he'd go, what the fuck's that?
Aye, because they can hear like.
And if you put it up to your ear, you'd shite.
Oh man, I just can't stop thinking about that. So
No,
funny.
like you could put it up to your ear and it would be like, it would be horrible. But like if you'd done that, I couldn't hear it. But Toto would be like, what the fuck's that? And then he'd come back in.
The more I think
Is that
about it, the
true?
brown noise has so many uses in society. Why did instead of playing the bam sound, why didn't they just make them shit their pants?
Exactly.
It solves almost every problem in life. If someone's annoying you, brown
There's a
noise.
riot. Get the
Shite
brown
yourself.
noise on.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
Don't like these strikers, brown noise.
go to war. Fucking soldiers can't be killing cunts.
In the,
when
in the
shat
trenches with a big trumpet playing the fucking brown noise.
themselves. Like, you do your plugs.
Where did you look at a camera and do plugs? It's like the hot ones.
Look down the middle because
Down
that
the
one's
middle
gone off.
lens, aye.
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, now I feel self-conscious.
Or you can just talk to us about it.
Yeah, you
Right,
don't need to look anyway.
Nah, I'm not going to look. It's make me feel like stage fright. Like Tess Daly. I see where she's coming from now.
It's hard, isn't it?
So I'll plug my own show first at The Stand in March the 28th, 7 p.m. It's my last year's Fringe show, Living My Second Best Life, and I come to that.
And
Please.
that's because I quite like the title. It's like you were wanting to do like a 3-star show
Aye,
kind of vibe.
aye.
So this is you living not your
Aye.
best life, but your second best life.
Aye, because I hate that, living my best life. And I thought, just bring it down a wee notch. Like,
Exactly.
live like your second
Less
or your
pressure.
third.
Lower
Aye.
some expectations.
Aye, so it's all centred around that.
I think you've lived your best life, man. Smoking at 8, going to fucking going to clubs at
There's
15.
nothing left for me to do.
Exactly, you've lived it all.
I know.
Yeah.
Done it.
I know
Just
it.
in bed listening to the brown sound for the last 40 years of your life.
And I'd like to plug my podcast
Yep.
that I've bought hundreds of equipment for. So
Yeah.
Material Girl, which is we're going to start that back up soon at the end of January. So it's Material Girl, me and Amanda Dwyer, and we just it's a wee bit like this, only no, it's funny.
It's funny.
It's good.
It's just
I've
that
seen
mare.
the clips.
Recommend.
It's like all lassie comedians. Yeah, and we
It's
just
also the name
talk
of a
shit.
night that you do, right?
Aye, material. Oh, that's right. Thanks.
Let's plug that as well.
We do a night in McCool's every month, Material Girl, and we have like a lot of new acts on and like a good headliner. And Amanda MCs it.
Yeah, a lot of the best acts in the country.
Yes.
I've actually done one.
No, you did a different thing.
Oh, sorry.
3 men and a bobby.
And a bobby. 3
Aye.
women and a
Oh,
bobby.
three women and a bobby. 3
Three men and a bobby,
Four.
and Steve's the bobby. Does make it sound like you just think he's a prick.
Aye, 3 women and a bobby. That poster, you should get a wee.
Fucking brilliant, yeah.
Horrifying, that
I'll look
poster.
that out. It's very
I know.
cursed.
So,
But
aye.
yeah, thanks
So
very
aye.
much.
Thanks so much for coming
having
on.
me. This has been
been a
really
laugh.
good.
Yeah.
Good. It's been some laugh.
It's been some
Fucking
laugh.
Aye, it has been some laugh.
Genuinely.
I've had a lot of laughs, I have to say.
Same, so have I.
Do you want to plug your fucking sordid little Leicester performance?
I'm doing the Leicester Comedy
Who's your
Festival.
microphone there?
I know, it's soaking. It's absolutely dripping over here. I'm doing the Leicester Comedy Festival. Come along to that. I can't remember the date or the it's at 3:30 in the afternoon at the Phoenix Cinema. So come along to that. I'm also doing London, Pleasance Theatre, doing a wee work in progress.
Very nice.
I'm doing my last year's Fringe show at the Stand on Wednesday the 22nd of March, and I'm doing a work in progress at Monkey Barrel in Edinburgh on the 14th of April. Come to those.
I thought your
shows.
stand show had sold it.
My work in progress in Glasgow's sold out, and the Stand's nearly sold out. So get 'em while they're hot.
There we go.
And what else? Oh, I've got another podcast about The Apprentice. I never plug that. Mark's not
Right.
here. Fuck him. Listen to that. Can I just say a podcast about The Apprentice with my friends Gemma and Siobhan? And we should probably plug the Patreon.
Yeah, you're in the hot seat this week still. You need to do all the plugs.
If you'd have heard what we did with CMB, fuck me. This took about 20 minutes.
Yeah, I kept accidentally plugging What's the Script, our other podcast
Yeah,
for this.
3 times on the span.
Are you still doing What's the Script?
We're gonna bring it back.
Going to bring it back.
Aye.
We'll bring that back.
Yes, you can sign up for more exclusive content at patreon.com/some laugh. You get 2 extra episodes a month. If you sign up for a tenner or more, we'll chuck in a mug as well. Can't say fairer than that.
Yep.
Exclusive early access to live show tickets. Might have some developments on that soon, right, Stevie?
Yep.
And yeah, that's about it, right?
You can give us an email, somelaughpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Insta, Twitter.
Like and subscribe on
TikTok.
YouTube. Send nice reviews on fucking Apple Podcasts.
All
whatever
that
you can
stuff.
do to help is great.
Yes. And follow Susan, of course.
Follow me. I'm on all the things now.
Susan is
Riddell
very
Comedy,
funny.
is it?
Susan Riddell Comedian, I think. I changed it to for
Did
some
you?
reason.
When I look at you now, because you've sent me emails and stuff out, and your email address, I'm not going to dox the whole thing, but it's Riddle Susan,
Aye.
and I always think of you as Riddle Susan now, for some reason.
Is that like pure, like a boomer thing to have a.
I don't know.
And I'm
I
not
like
a
it. It's
boomer,
quite
but
funny.
like Riddle Susan's.
Riddle
around.
Susan. Yeah, go and see Susan. She's an amazing comedian.
Thanks very much.
Thanks very much for coming on.
Cheers,
Thank you.
guys.
And yeah, thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks for
Have a good week.
listening. And until next time, see you later.
Have a good one.